Hello teachers, and thank you so much for joining this live streamed community event on the Teaching English Facebook, YouTube and Instagram channels. My name is Marcus James, and today we are looking back a month ago when we had our World Teachers' Day conference. So I'm going to introduce who we have with us today. You can see we've got four of the presenters with us today: Shirley, Mary, Cecilia, and Yabu. And basically, we're all about taking this time now to reflect on so much of the takeaways, the learning, the applications for our lessons. There's a lot going on. We've got Karen, who's moderating in the comments right now on all three platforms, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. So do please say hi, let us know your name and where you're watching from, and we'll be giving some shout outs in a moment. Let's go around the room right now and just get a sense of who we are and what we presented about, starting with Shirley. Hi Shirley.
Hi, Marcus. It's really nice to connect.
So what did you present about, and what
Yeah.
part of the world are you from?
All right. So I'm Shirley. I'm from India, the south of India to be precise, Tamil Nadu, Chennai. So this is a beautiful place, and I work as a teacher and an academic coordinator. I teach English. So my session was about integrating 21st century skills, right? So today I think that is very important for our students. And with my session, I was telling everybody how we can integrate 21st century skills into English classes, and we don't necessarily have to make a lot of changes in our syllabus or in our, the whole plan. Just a little bit of mindful integration of these skill development, and that will make a lot of difference in our students' lives. So I was able to pick out a few activities, and that's what really helped out with the webinar.
Excellent. It was a very popular session, if I remember correctly. Cecilia, what about you? Where are you teaching from, and what was your session about?
Yeah, hello everybody. It's nice to see you all. I'm based in the UK. My session was the first plenary on Thursday. So it was rethinking professional development in a connected world. So we looked at, we compared professional development now to professional development like 20, 25 years ago, and what teachers have been doing, self-directed professional development as well. And we looked at different ways to take ownership of our own professional development as teachers, teacher educators.
Excellent. Yes, you're right. You did kick off the session. You were
Yeah.
number one from 12. Excellent. Okay. In your top right, we've got Mary. Mary, so where are you teaching right now, and what was your session about?
Okay, hello everyone. It's good to be back. My name is Mary. Okay, and I'm from Manila, Philippines. And my session was about digital storytelling and multimedia projects. So it's actually about incorporating the use of digital tools to your regular English classrooms. To make it more engaging, especially for our language learners. So the focus was on how you can present digital storytelling, the different parts of digital storytelling, and then actually transforming that or using digital tools. Like I particularly focused on the Padlet. Okay, so I gave also different ideas on how to incorporate the Padlet into digital storytellings and multimedia projects.
Excellent. Yes, it was also a very popular session. Yabo, let us know where you are teaching and what was your session about.
Thank you, Marcus. I teach in a secondary school. I teach teenagers English language in my school here. I'm from Nigeria. My name is Yabo Akintola. My topic was about problem solving skills through vocabulary games. Well, I discovered that my learners need to know more words to string their sentences together in order to make more communication in English language. So I decided to come up with this topic to help my learners. I talked about different kind of games that teachers can engage students with in the classroom that will support their learning, like games like Pictionary, games like Sushi. Some games are online games, and some games are just beautiful games that teachers within the low resource context can use in their classroom to teach their learners to earn more vocabularies. So that's about, and basically, teachers will help learners to incite their critical thinking via this game. So this will help our learners to think better and to come up with new words which they've learned and develop method of making these words into sentences. Then it's also important that they use the words contextually so that they will not know English language has different meanings for words. A particular word can have more than one meaning. So it's important that we highlight that whenever we engage our learners in vocabulary classes. So that's what my session is about. Thank you.
So true. So true. Okay, right now let's find out about our audience, where they're watching from, and let us know, your teaching context. We've got Karen, who is moderating on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube right now. Hi, Karen. Who's watching right now? Who's joining us?
Oh, we have people. Oh, I should have practiced my voice beforehand. Just like before going into class. So on YouTube, we have Paco from Ecuador, and we have Ekaterina from Kazakhstan, and we also have Fatima in Libya. So quite a
Welcome.
range. And on Facebook, we have Rachna from Mauritius, who also has a message for Yabu saying she loved your webinar. So did I, actually. And all the wonderful games. And we have Cosimina in Italy, and Olga in Africa. It's a big place. And Bushra in Pakistan. And we have Egypt and Gifty in Ghana. Lots of regulars that are joining us again. Richard in Bangladesh and Angola. Lots of different places. And on Instagram, we have Turkey, Trinidad, and Tobago, and somebody just apologizing that they're going to be in and out with a slightly unstable connection. But so keep joining us, Mark Wendell.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Karen. I'll let you get on
Okay.
engaging with the comments on all three platforms right now. We'll catch up with you later. Ciao. Okay. So the conference again a month ago it seems like a lot longer, to be honest. We focused on the theme of Global Voices Future Focus, and each of your presentations essentially were topics that span right across our lessons. So whether it was climate or technology or lesson planning or vocabulary ideas, we try to get as much sort of universal ideas as we could. Now, as a presenter at a conference myself, I know how stressful it can be. Sometimes you want to attend other people's sessions, but you're still preparing your own. So I'd like to ask the panel right now if you were able to attend and view other people's sessions, and what were your key takeaways and favourite moments from them. So if you have one at mind, raise your hand. Okay, Mary, let's hear from you. So,
Yeah, okay. I was actually able to attend the webinar prior to my webinar, which was of Manu's webinar, and it's also about technology. Okay, AI to boost confidence rather, and it was also a very insightful webinar for me because as we are also talking about technology, she did present some other strategies, other very interesting tools that I never knew. I'm working with technology, and there are other technologies that I never knew existed. But it was very fun to learn from other presenters as well. And I guess this is. What the webinar is about, not just for teachers as an audience watching you, but still having that growth mindset of learning from other teachers as well. So it was very insightful, a lot.
absolutely, yes. I mean, it's so difficult to attend other sessions while you're presenting yourself, but you are at a conference, and it is an incredible part of your own CPD, your continuing professional development. So, you know, hats off to you there for taking the time. I would like to bring Cecilia at this point because we are talking about CPD, and your session was all about
Yes.
continuing professional development. And I do remember, I mean, full disclaimer here, we both presented a few years ago at an IATEFL
At TEFL, yeah.
conference,
Yes.
which was about continuing professional development and how
Yeah.
teachers can make the most of it. So, what are your top
Yeah.
tips,
Yeah.
Cecilia, for getting the most out of these conferences, like Mary
Mm.
did?
Yeah. Yeah. Although, as I've mentioned before, although I unfortunately I couldn't watch the other amazing talks myself because I had to work. I'm planning to catch up on the talks. But I think a way to really benefit is to prioritize the topics that you're interested in. Try not to overwhelm yourself. Focus on the ideas or the topics that are um, related to your current teaching situation, or perhaps something that you are planning to do. You are aspiring to do in the future. So I think the key here would be prioritize and just try to find some time where you are available to watch the talks.
Excellent. And teachers who are watching right now, I mean, let us know your experience of conferences, whether they are online, like our World Teachers Day event, or if you've been to physical sessions. Like, how do you take all of that information from so many sessions and apply it to your own lessons? Okay, I'm going to bring everyone back right now. Shirley, what do you do when you attend these conferences? Do you take notes? Do you apply things in your own classes? How do you make the
No,
most of this learning?
I think, Marcus, you started off with my answer. I journal whatever I hear over conferences and webinars because I feel like putting down my thoughts on a paper helps me streamline my ideas. Because, as told, it could be overwhelming at some point because they were listening to so many people talk all back to back, right? So it's going to be a lot of information. So when we put it down on paper or when we make our own notes and then try to connect them together and put them together, it all falls into place. And then putting it into practice because there are a few strategies that might work really well for me, but it might not really interest my students, right? So I have to put it to testing a little bit here and there and then figure out which is going to work out. So that's usually how I bring my sessions into practical thoughts.
I absolutely agree, 100%. It is. There's so much going on at these conferences. Like sometimes less is more. Sometimes I've found personally that if you attend a smaller number of sessions, there's more learning that kind of stays with you. Whereas if you attend as many as you can, it kind of gets confused. I'm not sure how you feel about that. I can see, yeah, lots of nodding here, certainly. Cecilia, I mean, you've been talking about CPD. I mean, what's your advice for teachers who attend these conferences? Like, what should we be taking notes? Should we try to go as many or as few?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm
what's the strategy?
I'm just trying. I'll just share things that work for me. Okay, just work for me. As you've mentioned, I think taking notes is really, really useful. I myself also like to take photos of the slides. Uh, if it's online, I like to take screenshots of the slides, and especially if the speaker mentions uh, an expert or an author or a quote that I really like. I look for that specific scholar, that specific expert, so I can learn more about it. If they share a reference list at the end, I also like to go through the reference list and maybe download some extra readings, extra papers that the speaker, if it's available, right? I like to do that. If it's face to face, if it's a face to face conference or event, I like to go with a colleague or a friend so we can watch the same talk, and then we can talk about it, we can share some ideas, because they might notice something that I didn't, and vice versa. So I think it's a great way of collaborating when we watch the same conference, because we have, people have different perspectives, different opinions, so it's a nice way to just to bounce some ideas off. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. It's those moments, the between the sessions.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where, yeah, you get to properly like reflect
Mm-hmm.
and digest. And
Yeah.
you're right, it does help to have someone else to bounce those ideas off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. I want to hear back from the audience right now. I'm going to bring back our moderator, Karen, in a second to find out what's the vibe in Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook right now. Welcome back, Karen. What teachers saying in the comments?
Well, we have more teachers joining us from so many different places in the world. On YouTube, we have Ethiopia and Japan and Nigeria represented. And on Facebook, we have teachers from Congo, DR Congo, Cote d'Ivoire, Chile, Mexico, Albania, Lebanon, Kenya, Afghanistan, Nepal, Pakistan, Tajikistan. Amazing. And teachers are talking about, one teacher, Yahya, is talking about conferences also need planning. And I guess not only from presenters, but also just the main sort of organization connected to planning. And Rachna is talking about, let me just find it, about CPD. I provide engaging formats and teaching tips to trainee teachers to have an enriching teaching journey. And I've been asking people which sessions they went to. I did a quick poll on YouTube about whether teachers watched our webinars, and the resounding majority is a yes.
Excellent.
Which is fantastic.
Actually, Karen, I've got a little question for you. I'm just seeing a comment. Oh, it's gone. Uh, oh, hang on, give me a second. Talk
Is
No,
about
it
this is the
the
best
summaries.
part
one?
about our conference, Marcus. You cannot locate the comment. That's how fast our audience are.
I know, right? All right, no, this one
Yes.
from Dandy. Um, so, Karen, I mean, you've got some info about teachers who are looking to share their story, share their voice with us.
Yes, we've actually had another question somewhere else asking about this. So we're doing a call out for teachers to send us a little video clip that we can post on our social media channels, giving us a teaching tip or a lesson idea or something that you've used our materials for or adapted one of our lesson plans. And you can do that by on our Facebook and Instagram. Pinned at the top is a post that will give you all the information about how you can send us a little short video and then join in the conversation.
Exactly. As all of these teachers who are on screen right now, you know, we're not all from the British Council. We are regular teachers teaching our regular lessons, and we're just sharing this knowledge with the world's largest community online of teachers and teacher educators. Thank you, Karen.
You're welcome.
We'll get back in touch with you later on. Let's talk about now the experience of, you know, how do we get here? So how do we get from having this idea of what to present to being supported and guided, and then, you know, the end result of World Teachers Day? I'm not sure. Yabo, you've been a little bit quiet throughout this session, so I'm going to pick on you, if you don't mind. Could you tell us about your journey on the presentation itself? Like, how did you get to the point where you were presenting as part of our conference?
Thank you, Marcus. Well, the idea came to me while I was a bit confused and like I lacked ideas of how to present vocabularies in my classroom. For several years, I'll just go to the classroom, reel out words related to a particular aspect in English language to my learners. So over time, it became monotonous, and I felt I should do more to introduce new words to my learners. So from there, I began to think of what to do. So I started looking for different ideas online on how to make my vocabulary classes more interesting, because I usually have vocabulary topic every week. So, and it spans across different topics. Like this week, I taught on sports. So I even make my class more engaging and fun after that presentation, because it really opened my eyes to more ideas of how to teach my learners vocabulary in the classroom. So this monotonous thing, I wanted it off my classroom. I wanted something new that would make my learners learn better and find my teaching fun, instead of this traditional monotonous way of teaching vocabulary in the classroom. So from there, I started searching. After my search, I discovered a lot of it, and I got more ideas when I was planning for the presentation as well. So some of the ones I shared are the ones I've used in my classroom, and some are some ideas I got while I was preparing for the session too. So this really helped me to gain more insights. Planning for the session helped me to gain more insights to handle vocabulary in the classroom, with the intention of helping my learners develop autonomy and problem solving skills. So I didn't want to be the one doing the talking and all that. Like this week, when I was teaching sports in the classroom, I brought in another idea into my classroom. So there's this passage in their textbook rather, on sports. So we read it in the class. So then this class activity I brought up, I told them, I pair them up. So you would discuss with your partner, a particular sport you know and how it is being played. Then pay close attention to words related to the game while you are discussing with your partner. So the discussion went on for about 10 minutes. Then after that, I started asking them, I want them to talk. So I asked them to speak about what they've discussed with their partner. So all this new idea came as a result of the session. So, and I really want to thank Melissa. She gave me a lot of ideas too while I was planning for the session. And right from the topic, my topic was longer than that. She helped to trim it down to what we had, and I think it's beautiful, very short, precise, and straight to the point. So from there, I was able to generate a lot of ideas. Then I also discovered that British Council have some games, online games. Though students are not allowed to bring phones in my school, but I discovered that many of my students are my friends on Facebook. So that made me think that, well, I could introduce some of this game to them. They can play it at home. And to my surprise, many of the parents were happy that their students, that their words are using the phone, their mobile phones in the right way for the first time. They were very happy. On TikToking and all that, but they saw them playing games that will enhance their learning. So that made me happy that I could get something, such a resource on the British Council platform. So all this, and it was sometimes I'll have to wake up in the night to work on the slides to make it look more beautiful and more informative.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is so much that we can identify with those of us who have, presented at conferences online or face to face. Sorry, Yabo did mention there Melissa. Melissa is part of our webinar team. You might recognise her from hosting many of the mini events as well as World Teachers Day. And so a lot that goes on behind the scenes, the support that we help with, but also, the guidance. That was quite an interesting point. Since we're talking about this topic at the moment, I'd like to ask, the panel about the support that you may have received from, Melissa, Joe, myself, our social media team, Louise. There's so many of us working behind the scenes who might not quite appreciate quite how much goes into such a conference. We've got a Mary. Mary, how did you feel about the support that you got from the team? How did they help?
I got my back covered, really, because from the beginning, the support was 100%. In fact, I remember, especially with Melissa and Joe, because I had to present a sample digital story, but then there are some issues with copyright of music. All right, so I was not able to use that certain music. So Melissa had to go back to me, and we had to revise, okay, the presentation, and then she did suggest other ways on how I can present the digital storytelling, the sample digital storytelling, without the copyright issue, without the song. And then I remember 3 days, 3 days before, because I presented, I think, on the first day. Okay, 3 days before, I contacted Melissa, and she was very responsive. And I told her, Melissa, I think I have a solution. Why not I just create my own music itself. No copyright infringement. I will be. It's my music, and then I send it to her, and she responded, and it was amazing because Joanna also responded, and that would be good if it's your original music. Then you can present it. Okay, and the rest I say was history, and that was like 2 days, 2 days before the presentation. Okay, it was amazing. So even way back, I remember my very first presentation in digital tools. Melissa and Joanna was really very much supportive of my presentations. Okay.
Excellent. Yes, I was. I think I was part of that email chain. Yeah, I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Okay. I
yeah,
think you've seen that too. Yes.
yes, but you know, at the end of the day, it is a process. You know,
Yes.
we have to make sure that everything is you know safe and clear. You know, we do check for copyright, obviously, because we are broadcasting right across the world on various platforms. So we don't want the videos to be removed. We want them to
Yes.
stay. So as part of that process, we do look for any imagery or music that is if it's copyright protected, obviously we can't allow it for legal reasons. But we will, where we can, offer an alternative. We still want the presentation, yes, and there are always a way that we can do that. Mary, I'm not sure. I might be confusing you with someone else. Were you the one who could play the saxophone?
Yes.
Yes. So you actually created your own music, didn't you?
I did create my own music, exactly. Okay, but it was not a real saxophone. Okay, it was a tablet. Tools these days you can have the piano but still produce a saxophone. Okay, so it was not a real saxophone, but a keyboard.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you so much. A little bit behind the scenes
Yes.
stuff there. What about from the rest of you guys? I mean, what was your experience of, from beginning to end? How was the journey along the way? Shirley, you've got the biggest smile right now. Can you tell us about yours?
No, because when I have to talk about it, all I can think of is a roller coaster ride. Because trust me, that's how it has been. No, you have the idea, and then you try to put all your thoughts down, and then you don't know how much is too much, and what you should say and what you should not. So, and then comes in like curating the content, and the team, Melissa and people who worked for the British Council. They've been so supportive. The email thread has 35, 40 mails back and forth, right? So that's how it has been. And the best part is the team always has a solution to whatever issue it is. So that's the best thing about the team, right? So very verbal with communication, very understanding. They clearly tell what they want and what cannot go out because of copyright issues or whatever issues it is. And they're very supportive. And I have no idea how often you all check your mails because you respond so quick, and we don't.
No
But it was
comment. No
amazing
comment.
working.
Excellent. So would like actually to pick up on Yabu here, because I know I've done a live with Mary. Mary has presented in the past. Cecilia, I have no idea how many times. Shirley, likewise. But Yabu, I think you're relatively new to teaching English and to presenting. How did you feel being the first time?
Well, it feels well. I've done presentation at the SSA
All right,
before
sorry, in
with the Big
sub-Saharan
C,
Africa
yeah.
for
But
teachers
I'm
watching.
doing, yeah. But for the online live streaming, WCC,
I think Yabo has frozen for me. We'll obviously come back. So what? Let's bring up what the audience has been saying right now about their experience at conferences. So we'll check in with our moderator Karen, who's part of the Teaching English team. Karen,
Hi.
what are teachers saying right now about their conference experience?
Well, so on YouTube, I was asking if anybody has been along to any of the World Teachers' Day, and we've got some who attended the MENA conference,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Middle East and North Africa conference, especially on interested in a session on multilingual
Yeah.
teaching. And we've got teachers on Instagram saying there's a very interesting conversation and that they're following along and finding it very enjoyable. I've got quite a few questions about
Okay.
how people can join. I think seeing so many people on screen and all the wonderful things that you're sharing, everybody wants to join in.
Of
So
course
the
they
way
do.
yes, absolutely. And so the way to do that is send us a little video of a teaching tip or a teaching idea. You can find the links pinned at the top of our Facebook and Instagram account. And also there's a little video on YouTube about it. It's called Call Out. We've also had some comments on Facebook. So Yahya is saying that this may be a question actually.
Okay.
As experts may be better at managing conferences as they are more accustomed to presenting facts in varied environments for varied purposes. Would you all agree? Like, should it only be experts presenting at conferences?
Good question.
I'll pass that on to you.
Panel, what do you think?
I'd like.
Can I say? Go on.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I'll head back into the comments.
Okay,
All
thanks,
right.
Karen.
May I? I think we are all experts in our own way. Expertise is should be shared. Okay, so it's not a one size fits all. Okay, so we can always learn. So conferences like this actually can both be a learning experience from one expert to another. Okay, so the question is, if only expert should present, it depends actually. It depends on how you view an expert. So I think that's my 2 cents worth.
Actually, that is a very good point because I do remember during the conference seeing a comment from a teacher who was watching. I can't remember what session it was, but it was to the line of, I prefer to watch real teachers than gurus. And I think that did come across right throughout the, the the event itself. Teachers, we can identify with our contexts and our situations by watching presentations from real true sort of diversity and wealth of knowledge from around the world in our community. And yes, the word expert is a difficult one because what makes an expert? I think we're all experts in the things that we know. So when we share that information, that is helpful for other teachers who are watching. Cecilia, I also saw you were nodding along the way there. What would you like to add?
I second Mina's words. I think that we are all practitioners. We have experience. We have classroom experience. We deal with students and other teachers. So I don't think that uh, just experts or gurus or very, very experienced teachers should speak at conferences. I think even novice teachers, they have things to share. They have a different view of the world, a different view of their career, and that's also valuable, very, very valuable. So I myself, as a trainer, a teacher trainer, I love listening to trainees to teachers who don't have much experience, so I can actually address and I can understand where they're coming from. So I think it's really important to have a wide range of speakers from different backgrounds, different qualifications, working at different areas. So I think it's very enriching to everyone.
Absolutely. And as we mentioned earlier, I mean, we are literally asking teachers around the world right now to share their story. So if you do check out our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube channel, you'll find a link that essentially asks you to share your story. It's a short video letting us know of a lesson plan that you've adapted, a teaching tip that you may have, or an idea for a presentation, like what knowledge, we all have knowledge that we'd like to share. So thank you there for sharing. All right, we're rounding up towards the end of our session today. We'd like to wrap up with some key takeaways from this session, and in a moment I'll be bringing back our moderator Karen to summarise what the audience has been saying. But what if I the panel in front of me right now? You know, what are your key takeaways, not just from this reflection session, but from conferences in general? Like what do you hope to get out of them, and what do you actually apply in your lessons? Yeah, raise your hand if you want to go first. If you have a comment. Okay, Shirley.
So I think the key takeaway is learning. Be it as a presenter or as an attendee, we learn a lot. Like in my session, I had so many people in the audience who came up, shared their ideas, how they would tweak my activity to fit in their students, right? So that is a very huge range of learning that we have, a great amount of knowledge transfer. So that's a really good thing as a takeaway from the conference. And the second one is learning from the fellow presenters, the ideas. Everybody are blessed with some amazing ideas, and when they put it out to the world and when they are sharing it with everyone, that's like absolutely amazing, and that's great. And it's really nice to see teachers helping out teachers with their ideas, with sharing what they know, learning what others know. And I think that's the best part of it, the exposure of the conference.
I could not agree more. Absolutely, it's about that wealth of knowledge and sharing. Any other comments from the panel before we go to the audience? Yes, Yabu.
Okay, so I think some of the things I learned is I actually watched some other sessions after the event. So the opportunity that this recorded session it gives opportunity for teachers to learn more even after the event. You can also always go online and listen to the recording and learn more from those recordings. So there are some things that I missed when Cecilia was having a session. So when I went to YouTube to listen to her again, I was able to get more ideas. So the recording is a very vital aspect of learning and presentation. Even my presentation too, I've had to listen to it again. And I was surprised at some of the things I said. So going over the recording is a very good opportunity to learn more. And that can be done as many times as you want to. And you keep on learning as much as you listen to it over and over again.
Absolutely, yeah, you pick up on so many things that you have missed. A quick note before we pass on to Cecilia. On Facebook right now, because we have a limit where the live streams will be available. So this weekend, they're actually going to be removed, unfortunately. But Karen will be sharing a link to the YouTube playlist for World Teachers Day in the link if you're watching on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, head towards our playlists, and if you're watching on Instagram, there will be a pinned post where you can find all of our World Teachers' Day recordings. Cecilia, yes, you were name dropped right now.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with my colleagues, and I would also add that for me, it's really important to continue the conversation after the conference has ended. So, for instance, I like to share my takeaways, my reflections on social media afterwards. So I usually do that after presenting or after just attending conferences, so I can share with other teachers who might not have been in that specific talk. And then the conversation, we can continue that conversation through the comments. So I think that's really really useful, and we can we can continue our professional development, and by sharing, by reflecting together.
Absolutely. Cecilia, I wasn't stalking you on social media, but I did notice that you posted immediately after the event your sort of reflections on your presentation itself.
Yeah, I did that.
Could you tell
I
us a
did that
little
quite
bit
often.
well, yeah, if you could
Yeah,
summarize like what
yeah,
happened.
I do that quite often. For example, some comments that I remember that were made because the engagement is so amazing. There were over 100 people at one point in my plenary, and the comments keep coming in, and yeah, questions from, especially questions from the attendees, and I like to share and to see what other people are thinking about it, because there's always someone who is interested in what we're saying. So that's why I like sharing. I like to hear from other people. What do you think about that? Do what's your take? So yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm going to bring up Karen right now just to get a sense of what teachers are talking about right now, following us along for the past 45 minutes or so. Hi, Karen. What are teachers
Hi.
saying?
It's been very busy on all my
I
multiple
know.
screens. And I'm just typing on my phone and other different screens. I think the two main things that are coming out is a huge joy at seeing so many people on screen from so many different places and teaching context. So I think that's coming across very strongly, that it's just teachers are really enjoying that. Starting to have a bit of a debate about experts or not on conferences. So that's also very interesting. Yep. Oh, what? Who's going to say it first?
6-7.
6-7. And also a lot of people saying, I want to be part of this as well,
Send them the
which
link.
is really lovely. So a lot of people are also talking about the sessions that they went to that they found really interesting. And I think Sama is saying, I applied what I learned with you and it was wonderful. During the warm-up lesson, I wrote the song for the students and then played it. Oh yeah, you got it there. And then played it. They memorized it in the first lesson, just as they memorized all the vocabulary related to the lesson. Iyabu, is that one of yours?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Well done.
Excellent. Oh, it's so lovely to get these comments, isn't it?
And there's one from Gulzia on YouTube. I don't know if you can find that one. It's just back here somewhere. This one. All the sessions were great. I like, for example, the session on empowering oral traditions, focused on podcasts and audiobooks in the classroom. So yes, I think a lot of teachers gained a lot from your presentations, and I certainly really enjoyed them and have enjoyed making little clips of the sessions.
Yes, the whole team, myself, Karen, Wham, and Naomi, we've been reviewing all of the sessions, and we've been making little reels and shorts from all of your clips. So you'll be seeing those go out right across our social platforms, but some of them already have, which is great. So yeah, again, keeping the conversation going.
I'd like to just, sorry, Marcus, this one
Sorry.
also from Summer. I also enjoy listening to teachers from different countries. This gives me more self-confidence. Oh, love that. Oh, I'm getting tangles.
No, it does. I mean, sorry to speak, bluntly, but yeah, I mean, when I was personally studying to become a teacher, a lot of the books about teaching English, they were written by the experts, but the reality is most of my learning came from the teaching centres, the teacher lounge, where you get to bounce ideas off each other. So yeah, much prefer real teachers over the gurus.
I'm going to jump back down into the comments. Lovely
All right.
to see you all.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you. We'll wrap up now anyway.
Thank you.
Oh, that's been fantastic. Okay, thank you so much, Mary, Shirley, Yabu, Cecilia, not just for your teaching English World Teachers' Day presentations, but also for coming back today to reflect on so much learning that happened over those 3 days. It's been absolutely fantastic, and the conversation hasn't stopped. As we mentioned, we are continuing to share your content via shorts on YouTube and reels on Facebook and Instagram, as well as some carousels from your teaching tips and your highlights from your sessions. So it's been an absolute pleasure to recap on the World Teachers' Day conference. So thank you so much. Any final words that you'd like to share with the audience of teachers who are watching right now across the world? Just a nice bye-bye. All right, thank you, teachers, for joining us. Do catch up on all the sessions. Karen will be sharing a link to the YouTube playlist where you can find all 12 sessions to catch up on, and to then also explore other resources that we have on teaching English. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.